Yeah, fine. Okay, students, after a long time, we are meeting with a free seminar session. So we already planned last week, we planned Usul al-Fiqh, sources of Islamic law. Because of certain situations, we have cancelled and rescheduled it on another day, that is in Ramadan. So because of Ramadan, we made it the topic which is relevant to Ramadan as well as syllabus as well, right? So it's important thing we are making for both. It should be benefited to you all to the real world as well as exam, right? So end of the day, we always ask a question whether it will be benefited for the exam, right? So today our main target is exam oriented, right? Exam is the main target for us. Um, okay, don't worry, I will a little bit louder. Most probably I will not be able to see your chat box. Okay, so we have allocated only 1 hour and 15 minutes because since it's Ramadan. I will be giving all the relevant information. You don't worry about that. So just our target is the fasting, which is related to our O-level syllabus. And then we will go for the, if there is time allowed for us, then we can go for some modern related issues. We can discuss about that, right? But I'm not sure 100% now. It's almost 7 o'clock, right? Hold on. Okay, great. No, today we don't have any Kahoot. Completely, we are going for the only the session. At last, I will give a few minutes. If you have any question regarding fasting, not for the exam oriented, if you have real life exam, not much time, we don't take it. First 5 questions only I'll be able to answer after that we review the chat box. Huh? Right. Let me share. Today, there is no tudes I have given. If you want, you can take the screenshot because I'm directly taking from the book. Yes. So this is your grade 11 syllabus. It comes under your grade 11, but under the main topic of ibadat, right? It comes under main topic of ibadat. Okay. So in ibadat grade 10, you have studied at-tahara, introduction on ibadat. After that, salah. So completely you focused on salah, right? How to pray, sifatu salat, and what are the recitals after the salah. You have focused on that. And grade 11, we started with the zakat, right? So I think last year also we did one of the session on zakat. And next one is the fasting. In the fasting also not much area. So if you go through the 2016 onward past paper, right, part 2, particularly part 2, they have asked about the benefits of fasting, nothing else, right? Benefits of fasting or else importance of fasting. So this is specialties or importance of fasting. In MCQ, they ask the prime objective of fasting. What is the objective according to the Quran? Objective of the fasting only it has been asked, right? So nullified activities, right? And those who exempted also after 2016, they didn't ask, but it's given here. Sometime if they ask, because during Ramadan is a practical things we have, Salah, for a Salah and Ramadan, we are doing it, right? We are not exempted from that since you are youngsters and students, unlike zakat and hajj, because you are not giving zakat, so you are not familiar to that, and only the theoretically you know that. Since you don't practice, you don't know that knowledge. Hajj also we don't do regularly, right? So some students might have done performed umrah, but hajj also it's we can't once in a year lifetime that we are performing. But salah is every day, 5 times we are praying. Ramadan, every Ramadan, we are fasting 30 days. So we are familiar to that. So that's what, which is more relevant to the practical area. They ask that questions, right? They always ask that question. That's the reason our target also today. Maximum, we will give what you need to focus on your grade 11 O-level papers fasting. So the student, those who are in grade 10 also can understand this. Grade 11 students also can study this. Grade 11 plus, that means today this year O-level badge also can, right? You can attend this one, right? So the fasting and Hajj, Umrah and holy places are rest of the lessons in the grade 11 under the topic of Ibadat. Okay, right. Straight away, during Ramadan, so almost the 10 days have gone. So we are going to talk in relation to practical and the exam oriented purpose. Huh? So, but remember, focus is our practical life, akhirah. So you studied al-wasatiyah, right? Maintaining moderation in grade 10, you have studied. Our target is in this dunya as well as akhirah. So that's what the dua you learned. Rabbana atina fi dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasana. Right? Ya Allah, give the best. Give the best in this world as well as the hereafter. So we want the best in this world also. We want the hereafter definitely is our target. Right? Ultimate target is paradise. So whatever the ibadat we do, you can see that you have studied under the salah also, right? Under the salah or any ibadat if you take, first of all, Allah gives the worldly benefits only. Because as a human, that is our nature. That is our nature. If there is any immediate benefit we have, only then we do that. For example, why we don't touch fire? Why we don't touch fire? Because it's immediately give a reply to us. That's what we don't touch fire. So in ibadat also, Allah follow the same criteria, right? You pray, okay, first thing what Allah gives if you pray, right? 5 times without missing, if you pray, first thing what Allah is giving, rizq. Rizq in the same dunya. Whatever you want in this world, Allah gives. That is not only food, whatever you want, happiness in this worldly life, right? Whatever you earn, even small amount of income, you will be satisfied with that. So that is the complete part of rizq. We think rizq mean only the food, everything. Whatever you need to have in this worldly life, that is rizq we call it. The fasting also the same thing. Worldly benefits are there, right? There are worldly benefits. We'll talk about it. And what are the spiritual benefits and the worldly benefit? That's what they will be asking. Suppose in the O-level exam, if they ask you what are the benefits of fasting generally, without mentioning like this, you can see I have given 2 questions here. Spiritual benefits is given here and worldly benefits. Suppose if they classify, say if they specifically ask what are the worldly benefits, then you can list out these worldly benefits. And if they ask about the spiritual benefits, then you can talk about the spiritual benefits. If they just ask what are the benefits of fasting, mean you can combine all the benefits. You can combine all the benefits. I think recent years, I can't remember the year, it was asked generally benefits of salah, right? Generally it was asked benefits of salah, right? We'll come to the topic itself. The fasting Arabic term, you know that as-sawm, right? We call it as-sawm. I don't know how it has come the word. Right, okay. Fasting we call sawm or siyam, both same. Sawm or siyam. We have heard about many Quranic verses. Shahru Ramadan alladhi unzila fihi al-Quran. It's talk about month of Ramadan, right? And the famous Quranic verse these days, everyone they start with they during the orations, the Jummah Bayan, wherever they start Kutiba alaykumus siyam. So that was our main target today. And the obligation of fasting, right? Obligation of fasting. Quran obligated Hijri second. Remember that this is very important for the exam, right? Hijri second only fasting was obligated, right? Fasting was obligated Hijri second. So Sahabas during Ramadan, they were fasting. At the same time, the Hijri second, there was a great battle took place. That is we call Ghazwatul Badr, Battle of Badr. So the Battle of Badr also took place in the month of Ramadan, particularly the 17th of Ramadan. 17th day. So that's what the 17th day they talk about Badr Sahabas, the speeches and everything is happening. So 17th day only. So Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam gave excuse. Right? If you want, you can fast. Otherwise, you don't want because they are going to have in the battlefields, journey, traveling difficulties are there. So there is an exemption case. But some of the Sahabas, they were fasting. Some Sahabas didn't fast. Right? So that is not a problem here. So you can understand. Remember that the Hijri second only fasting was obligated. Why fasting was obligated? You can see our flyer also. I have mentioned, but it is not the syllabus as well. Right? The syllabus as well. Why it is obligated? Right, Kutiba alaykumus siyam. Allah says we obligated, right? Fasting. It was obligated to you, right? Kama kutiba alladhina min qablikum. As it was obligated before. As it was obligated before. It was obligated earlier, right? For Musa alayhi salam's people and all the previous prophets also. It was obligated. As it was obligated before also, it was obligated to you, right? But the reason is what? What is the reason? The reason is what? The prime objective of fasting. It was one of the MCQ question. According to the Quran, according to Al-Quran, what was the purpose of fasting? Most of the people have answered. I think this is 2020 paper, I guess, right? The very first question answer was given, feeling the poor people's hunger of poor people. Feeling hunger of poor people. So many people, since a small age also, they taught us that, right? Main purpose of fasting is what? Elegaliin pasi mean what? I will talk about that also. Major two objectives are there. Major two objectives are there. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam also talk about that major objective, that is feeling the poor people's hunger. But Al-Quran mention kutiba alaykumus siyam kama kutiba alal ladina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. You might be pious. You might be pious. You have to understand, the scholars, those who are explaining this Quranic verse, they told that it was obligated before also. As it was obligated only, it was obligated to you. Why? You might be, at least you might be pious people. That means Allah expected from every prophet's society, right, by giving this fasting to be a pious person. It was not work out. They were not pious. They got fasting. They fasted in the month of Ramadan. I can't say it's month of Ramadan, but they fasted, right? But they couldn't be able to become pious people. That's what Allah says, the Quranic verse, meaning if you go through in depth, right? You might be, it's not you must be. You might be, it's not 100% sure. Even it doesn't mean that all these people are fasting 30 days, you will become a pious person, will become a pious person. No. We people, Ramadan only, we worship Allah. We worship only Allah in the month of Ramadan. We recite everything we do in month of Ramadan, after Ramadan, we don't do that. So we worship Ramadan. We are not worshipping Allah. Why? We have to pray Qiyamul Layl every day. It's not only in the month of Ramadan, right? So when we are going to worship only Qiyamul Layl, we are going to pray the last 10 days of Ramadan. So what is that special? I don't understand. That's okay. Laylatul Qadr night, we are seeking for the Laylatul Qadr. And we recite Quran only month of Ramadan. After Ramadan, we just keep the Quran away. Right? We stop everything, whatever we did earlier in the Ramadan, we post. We are pausing, right? We paused. We don't stop it. We pausing. So Ramadan, if we worship Ramadan, that's what we are respecting Ramadan. If you worship Allah, Allah is every month. Allah is there in every month, not only in the month of Ramadan, right? So you might be a pious person. Al-Quran mentioned that the main objective is it will generate in you, or it will inculcate in you taqwa. But you have to fast according to that. Otherwise, you can't be a pious person. 40 days, 30 days, you are continuously doing this means automatically should be a habit. It should be a habit. Otherwise, only in the month of Ramadan, we do the certain things. And after Ramadan, we don't do that. Come to the second point. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam also mentioned that the main purpose of the fasting. But remember, prime objective is taqwa. The secondary objective is what? Feeling poor people's hunger. Feeling the poor people's hunger. What is that poor people's hunger? Allah, the Rasulullah didn't say that hunger. We just want to feel hunger. Every day we feel hunger, no? Not in the month of Ramadan. Not in the month of Ramadan. Generally, we feel that, right? We feel that hungry, okay? We are hungry all the time. So when it comes to 1 o'clock, the lunch time, we feel hungry. Sometimes 2 o'clock, after school, 2 o'clock. If it gets late also, 3 o'clock, you would say, Mama, it's hungry is there. What is that poor people's hunger? That is what matters. In that case, we are out. We don't use that objective. Feeling the poor people's hunger mean you understand what is that poor people's hunger of a poor person. They don't eat until the fulfillment of the hungry. They don't eat until they vanish hungry. They have little bit of food. There are many family members. They can't eat completely as we are eating for every time, 3 times. Sometimes they get it only 2 times. Only 2 times food they get. Only they take breakfast and the dinner most of the time. Otherwise, they get the lunch and dinner, breakfast. Dinner, they don't take it. Why? They don't have enough income because poor people's hunger. So per day, 3 days meals, they don't have it. Only 2 days, 2 times meal only they are having it. That 2 times meals also not much they are having. A little bit they have it. After eating also, they have that feeling. What is that feeling? Hungry. They feel hungry. Hunger is there. After around 1 hour also, again they have that hunger. That is Rasulullah said, poor people's hunger. Do we feel that? We don't feel it. We have no. So if you want to feel that how we should fast, this is how you have to fast. You have to wake up for the sahar. Sahar and the iftar is an additional thing for us. Only the thing is dinner. You can have the dinner as usual. Whatever the dinner you are eating, you can eat. Sahar, you get up and little bit only you eat. How we are eating, I don't want to talk about it. You all know that. With the spicy, with the sweetness, everything full. After that, fell down, slept. And wake up for the Luhar prayers, or after Luhar, they wake up and preparing for the iftar. Iftar also, how full, everything is available. can't eat everything. Can't eat everything. Because of the hunger, we want everything. It's a greedy mindness, absolutely we have. I'm not saying that you, I'm saying we all together, we all, right? Right? We all have that greedy mindness. But after having one or two items finish, we can't eat. We can't eat. This is how, if you want to eat, if you want to practice that poor people's hunger, right? Little bit you have to eat for the iftar, sahar, because Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you have to, it's recommended, not farla. Sahar is not farla, it's sunnah. Rasulullah said there is barakat in sahar. You have to eat little bit. You eat, then only you get the barakat. Iftar, what you should do? 3 dates, and little bit water. And if you have any kind of fruit juice, you have it. That's all. Will you be able to have such type of breakfasting? Breakfast, that's all. Breakfast. You were fasting, now break it. 3 dates, glass of water, and one of the fruits. Just avoid all the other food. All the other food, you avoid it and go for the prayers. And you feel a very activeness in your body. Full activeness is there. Good physical fitness is there. But what are we doing? We eat shorties and everything, and we can't stand up from the place. And we have to pray. What's Maghrib also? And sometime, I don't know, different people's different lifestyle after the iftar. And what I'm telling, if breakfast, just little bit water and that's all. Again, before going to the Isha prayers for Taraweeh, eat your dinner. Have your dinner and go. Come back and sleep. That's enough. Then only it's a health benefit. Only then it's a health benefit. Apart from that, it's not a health benefit, right? Okay. So what do you mean by that? Saum or siyam mean it's a prevention, abstention, or else shield. We call kedayam. Rasulullah said it's like a shield. It's a prevention. From what? There are two things. It will prevent from the sins. Ultimately, it will prevent from the hellfire. It will prevent from the hellfire, because Rasulullah said every Ramadan, right, on the day of Laylatul Qadr, Allah release number of people, those who are already fixed to the hellfire, right? But in the month of Ramadan, Allah release them. Allah release them because this month's blessings are there. So we are going to talk about that. What is Islamic terminology? What do you mean by the term is used for the refer to? Abstinence. We avoid, right? We keep away certain things from permissible. Those are permitted in Islam. You can eat, you can drink. It's haram. No, it's not haram. In month of Ramadan, we are going to avoid that. Sexual intercourse mostly. Some of the nullified activities are there. And from dawn to the dusk, sunrise to sunset, only then. This is a literal meaning, but Islam said depth meaning. We have to, fasting mean we think, fasting. No, our eyes, our ears, everything should fast. Everything should fast. We should not talk unnecessary things, backbiting other people, talking about other people, gossips, all should be avoided. Only then we call it fasting. Entire body is fasting. The Rasul said one hadith is there. There are people, they are wasting in month of Ramadan without eating and drinking. That's all. They are wasting their days in the month of Ramadan without eating and drinking. Why? Because though they are not eating, they are saying fasting, but they talk about others. Backbiting. They are backbiting. They talk about others. So useless. It's completely useless. You don't want to do that. You are not praying in the month of Ramadan, but you are fasting. You are not doing any ibadat, but you are fasting. It's useless. It's a useless. It's like, Ramadan is a season. Season means you can just compare a person who is fasting in the month of Ramadan and a trader, right? Every day you are doing business, right? Or not only in the season time you are doing business. For example, April season is there, December season is there. If Ramadan comes any month, Ramadan also is a businessman. Example, I'm telling April and December season. Are they doing business only April and December? They don't do the business in April and December. They do every month. But April, December, little bit more effort. They put what? More effort to get more profit. Why? It's a season. It's a season. Ramadan, are we doing only in month of Ramadan ibadat? No, Ramadan we do more. We are praying. Every day we pray. Every day recite Quran. Every day we pray. Once in a week we are praying. Once a week we are praying Qiyamul Layl or whatever. But in month of Ramadan, every day we are praying Qiyamul Layl, reciting a little bit more. But 5 times and 5 times. Sunnat prayers we are praying, right? A season, because Rasulullah said, one farl, Allah is giving Allah is giving 70 times farl reward. If you pray Maghrib now, you prayed Maghrib. So Maghrib, if you pray other days, other months, right, you are given, your reward is given 1 farl's reward. If you pray in the Ramadan Maghrib prayers, now you prayed 70 Maghrib. If you pray, what is the reward will be written? It's given to you already. If you pray a sunnat prayer, sunnat rakat or sunnat or charity, whatever, sunnat act, that's what the people give Ramadan only. In the month of Ramadan, they are giving zakat. Why they give Ramadan in the zakat in the month of Ramadan? All right, okay. Ramadan, because zakat is faral. When you give in the month of Ramadan, it gives you 70 times reward. Why people go Umrah in the month of Ramadan? Hajj, you can't do that, right? In the month of Ramadan, why you go for Umrah? Because you'll be given as a faral reward. So it's a season. We will talk about it. Everything is given here. But now itself, I'm explaining. When the point comes, I'll skip the points, right? Okay, these are the specialities of the fasting. These are specialities of the fasting. Number one, begging in the hereafter. As second point also, I will connect it. Rasulullah said, two things on the day of judgment will intercede. It will argue with Allah. Ya Allah, you have to release this person. Who are those people? One is fasting, another one is Quran. Both are in the month of Ramadan. We give more importance to Quran in the month of Ramadan. It doesn't mean that only in the Ramadan. Allah says, Shahru Ramadan, Ramadan, Shahr Ramadan, it became very famous and it's become very holy because the Quran was revealed in the month of Ramadan. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. It just now the power, 6 o'clock only they had the power here, but it's gone. Right, but we'll see, it's fine. I just used my phone's flashlight to on me, right? We'll see, will it work out? Okay, you can see, right? It's around 9 o'clock maybe. Yeah, but 9 o'clock it will be there. Okay, fine. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect this one. I didn't expect this because we expected that 9 o'clock. Right. Fasting and Al-Quran will intercede. As I said, on the day of judgment, this both will argue with Allah. You have to release it. Will intercede. It's shafaat. Both fasting and Ramadan will do shafaat for us. And sins can be forgiven in the month of Ramadan. Allah forgives our sins, right? Already other days also Allah forgive our sins. But in the month of Ramadan, there are many specialities arranged. You know, shaitan is being chained. Right? Shaitan's activities are not there, but we were shaitan before Ramadan. So that result is there in the month of Ramadan. That's what happening, right? Many istighfars are there. And Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned some people, if they ask dua, there is no barrier between him and Allah. There is no barrier between him and Allah. One of the person is, who is that? Person who is fasting. So before he breaks fasting, whatever, even not only before breakfast, right? Before breakfast means, you know, it's a last moment, edge of your breaking, right? Throughout the day also, if you ask dua, Allah will accept because you are fasting. Allah is not refusing it. Allah is not refused that dua of the person who is fasting in the month of Ramadan. So that's one quality you have. But remember, when our dua want to be accepted, there are many criteria are there. We have to make sure that we should not harm to any of our relatives, hukukul ibad activities are there. That should be avoided. The second topic, right? The brings incalculable merits. I told you, one faral, 70 farals given, one sunnat, one faral is given, right? And there is a night called Laylatul Qadr in the month of Ramadan. Rasulullah mentioned last 10 days, particularly, or days 21, 23rd, 25th, 27th, and 29th. Not only 27th. Don't make it 27th as a special day, right? And use it all 10 days as a special day for you all. Then Allah will, that is 1,000 months reward. 1,000 months reward, it's equal to 83 years. It's equivalent to 83 years reward. If you give one charity on that night, it equals that 82 years or 83 years. If you give charity, that rewards will be given. So whole night you have to spend it. So therefore, focus on that. Incalculable merits are given. For the success in the world. In this world also, you have the benefits are there and health benefits are there. At the same time, on the day of judgment, Rayyan is given. That is given. Last one gets the privilege of entering paradise through the gate called Rayyan. Those who are fasting in the month of Ramadan, Allah has arranged a paradise for them. Okay. You're asking about the book. I have dropped the Google form. So the book form, the order form is there. You can just click the order form and you can place the order. So full detail is given, account details. But those are today you can pay just 700. Don't pay 750 because it's given there. So those who are attending today, you can pay 700. Even if you can share it with your friends also, just 700 rupees that book. If you want it, fill the form and pay and upload the slip. There is option also to upload the slip. If you online mean, take the screenshot and upload it, and the book will be couriered. If you want, you can directly go and get it from the EDU-ZONE. Right? Those who are in Colombo, you go to Grand Pass EDU-ZONE. Grand Pass EDU-ZONE, you can go and you can collect it. Right? And out of Colombo, we will definitely courier it. Even inside the Colombo, sometime if you want it, we can courier it, no problem. So couriers will be sent on 18th. So if you place the orders these weeks, because this is festival week, no, New Year week, so the courier service is not working. So we take the orders and 18th we dispatch everything. So as soon as possible, we submit the forms, we can do that. Right. Spiritual benefits. What are the spiritual benefits this fasting has? So this is our ultimate target because it will help for the Akhirah life, right? Our Akhirah life will be benefited from this only. This is, whatever ibadah do, the ultimate target, our first target should be Akhirah. Dunya should be the second one because you studied already under the topic of the worldly life in Islamic perspective, right? Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has given explained that, and under the topic of wasatiya, you studied how Rasulullah has given that examples. That was media and communication, right? Media and communication. The worldly life is in front of Allah's point of view. It is like a head of a dead god, right? The god which is dead, and the head also separated, and the eye also blind. The eye is not one eye is blind. So Rasulullah asked from the Sahabas, will you take this head for any business? They told, Ya Rasulullah, even if you give it as a free of charge also, we will not take it. So Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, say, how do you prefer, like, you think like this, no? You don't value this head of this god because since it's died and it is separated from the body and one eye also blind. The same way Allah's point of view of this worldly life. The dunya, Allah always observe. Allah perceive this dunya like the dead god's head only, right? So focus, the first one is ultimate target is what? To please Allah, to satisfy Allah. Akhirah life is our ultimate target, right? Number one, keep in your mind every day when you are fasting, you are getting freedom from the hellfire. Every day ask this dua. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam highly recommended, right? Ask paradise and get the protection from the hellfire. Allahumma inni as'aluka, Allahumma inni a'udhu bin nar. Ya Allah, I seek protection from the torment, azab, punishment from the hellfire, qabr, at the same time protection from the hellfire. Wa as'aluka al-jannah. I ask the paradise. Ask the paradise. Paradise ask from Allah, Ya Allah, this person should come to paradise. This person is asking dua from Allah. So when you keep on asking, Ya Allah, I want paradise, paradise also asks dua. Paradise also asks, right, from Allah, Ya Allah, the person want to come to paradise. So every day you ask that dua. And second one, there are, Ramadan, automatically we all have that spiritual atmosphere. But nowadays, I don't know how it is. When we were studying, right, when we were students or when we were kids, month of Ramadan mean we have an atmosphere like that, right? So look at it. Allah is preparing that atmosphere, but unfortunately, we don't do that. But Allah did. Entrance of the paradise are open. The paradise is ready. Paradise is decorated, right? Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, paradise has been decorated. The entrance are open. Now that means you have to do all the ibadats and activities which is relevant to paradise only. Entrance of the hell are closed. What do you mean by that? Don't do sins. in the month, not only in the month of Ramadan, training. Ramadan is a training for us, right? So 30 days when you are familiar to one, if you stop a sin, 30 days continuously, if you stop, it will become a habit. Another 10 days on additional you have to continue. So psychology says that 40 days, if you are doing a thing continuously, it will become a habit. So why we can't avoid the phones? Because addiction, it's became a habit, right? Certain things. So stop doing sins also should be a habit. Paradise is decorated. I told, shaitans are chained because shaitan is not there. But shaitaniyat activities are there. Why? Shaitan trained us for 11 months. He trained us 11 months. Suddenly within 1 month, can you stop? We can't stop, right? 11 months he trained us. In the month of Ramadan, you start to stop it slowly, gradually only we stop. You see that? Night time in the month of Ramadan. It's like a daytime. It's like a daytime. Nighttime is the very good time to do the ibadat. But what are we doing? Everybody on the street, eating continuously till sahar, keep on eating. They are playing. Ibadat is not there. And after that, they do sahar and they sleep whole day. Day is like a night. Night is like a day. We are practicing something opposite to what Islam is expecting from us, right? So there is a day in the month of Ramadan, Rasulullah said, it's a Laylatul Qadr. It's better than the 1,000 months. 82 years. On that day, for example, if you worship 21st day, 21st night, you pray Isha, Tarawih, Qiyamul Layl, and give 100 rupees charity, just 100 rupees, not much, or 50 rupees, just a charity. Recite one juzu, that's enough, one juzu, and what else you can do? Do some zikr. That's enough for the night. 23rd also do the same thing, 25th also do it, 27th also, 29th also. 100% sure you got the Laylatul Qadr. 100% sure you got the Laylatul Qadr. It's equivalent that 82 years. 82 years, if you recite one juzu, how much you will get the reward? If you pray Qiyamul Layl, how much you will get the reward? 82 years. The wholesale deal Allah has given to us, because the reason our life is in between 70 to 80. Unlike the previous prophets, right? They lived 200 years, 300 years. Adam alayhi salam, 1,000 years. So our life is very short period. Rasulullah said 70 to 80. That's what Allah is giving this much of rewards. Harvest it. Ramadan is the month of harvest, or harvest it. The dua of the fasting people are recognized. You know that? Dua is accepted. Angels ask forgiveness for the sins. For those who are fasting, truly, if you fast only, they're asking forgiveness for us. And is repeated, sorry, shaitan is changed, it's repeated, right? So these are spiritual atmosphere, we get it, right? Reward season is season. At the same time, Allah give the atmosphere, and everywhere we listen to good things and we don't see the bad things. But this culture, this habit should come as a daily habitat, right? Only then the success of Ramadan is there. Okay, right? And what are the worldly benefits are there? We need world things, right? Worldly things are there. You must understand Ramadan, fasting in the month of Ramadan give a very good wealth. That is the health. Rizq is not given here. Charity, barakah. The month of Ramadan is always a barakah, right? Number one, realizing the blessings of Allah, right? And we always be grateful to Allah. We always thankful to Allah in the month of Ramadan. We thank. Anyone's mic is on? No, right? Okay. We always be thankful to Allah. We always say, we are looking after the poor people. We give zakatul fitr. Before the Ramadan, we give some packs. Normally they give dates and the nanari bottle or something, right? And what else? This is the way of grateful to Allah. How to thank Allah for the blessings what He has given. Give it to the poor people. Give it to the people. Alhamdulillah. So you have to give it to the poor people, right? And every day you may arrange. Sometimes they arrange iftar programs, right? And the more rewards are there if you allow. Is there and incalculable. We can't. And the same rewards you'll be given, but there is a reward. There are many rewards are there. And this one, zakatul fitr is given, and we are giving zakatul fitr. And Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a generous person. Charity. Rasulullah used to give charity. But Sahabas, I think Aisha radiallahu anha narrated, Rasulullah in the month of Ramadan, Rasulullah used to give charity faster than wind. Faster than wind. That means Rasulullah gives more. Rasulullah gives more charity, right? And number two, feel the misery of the poor. right? I think not misery, it's hunger of the poor. See the poverty, right? Actually, we are going to feel the poor people's hunger. I explain in detail that point. Huh? So if you want to feel it, you have to fast. So after breakfast also, you feel hungry, right? Are you feeling hungry now? Full eat. You know, that is not the purpose of fasting. That is not the purpose of fasting, right? Physical health, diabetics can be cured. Gastric problem, those people have gastric will be eliminated because of fasting. That's a scientific topic. I will not explain here, but it will take time. Right? Simply, you can see, every day morning breakfast, you feel hungry, right? You feel hungry. So when we are hungry, that means there is a kind of an hormone. It started to function there. That's why we feel hungry, right? And every day, for example, if you feel hungry, for example, 7:30, you are eating. You have a habit of eating 7:30 because before 7. So every day 7:30, that hormone start to function. So time is given now. Who gave the time? You gave the time. Because 7:30 you feed, because of when you feel after 7 o'clock or 7:50, you feel hungry and you feed. So that means after 7 o'clock, that hormone start to function, because 7:30 you have given a message to the stomach. Okay, I will be giving food 7:30. In the month of Ramadan, what is 7? This is science. This is science. 7:30 you are not giving the food, right? First day it will start to function. This hormone will be there. The food didn't come. Second day, third day, fourth day, food didn't come. After that, the hormone will stop. You see that very first 2 days will be a little bit tired for the people. Those are fasting. After that, nothing. Because why? It will become a practice to the soul. It will be a message we are given now. I'm not feeding that. So this is one of the method for the, this method only will help for the gastric problems, right? And diabetics, we control the food. And very important thing, during month of Ramadan, try to avoid carbs. Carbs mean, carbohydrated food. Carbohydrated food mean particularly I'm telling, which you make with the flour, right? Flour. Oily foods, avoid that. Oily foods, flour, those things avoid. Have some proper, hygienic foods you can have it. When you break fast, when you iftar time, hygienic foods you can eat. That's fine. It's a physical health is very important, right? Next one, practice complete submission to the Lord. That is the one of the worldly thing. Why taqwa is a worldly thing? Because if you don't have taqwa in this world, you will not go to paradise. You will not go to paradise. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, many people will go to paradise because of two qualities. Because of two qualities, Rasulullah said, I will be making qualities on. One is good characteristics. Adabu olukkam ullavan, right? Good characteristic, behaviors, moral, right? Akhlaq, those who have good akhlaq. Second one, those who are pious, taqwa, those who have taqwa, those who are pious people will go to many people, majority, the people who are going to the paradise, there are two attributions are there, attributes are there. One is a good qualities, the other one is taqwa, right? So we are practicing complete submission to Allah. And the last one, patience will result. There is food. Everything is there for the married people. They have to avoid the relationship with the wife also. Halal wife is there, but they don't do that. And food is there, even nobody at home. Food, water is there, but you don't do that. Why? Allah is observing me, and you have to control that. You have to control that. This same control should be there after Ramadan also, not for the food. Not for the food. You know that. If you can control the food, that means hunger or whatever, the diet, he can control anything in the world, it's because we can't bear it that only. For example, there's a pain in your hand, or there's a pain, headache, little bit you can bear it, but the hunger you can't bear it, because the solution for the hunger is food, otherwise death. Otherwise the death. If you can control that, you can control any pain in the world, right? So that patience will develop in you. Not only for the food cases, not food cases, even other doing sins also, right? For example, during the normally other days, if you have such things to do in the month of Ramadan, because of that we stop. But not only in the month of Ramadan, we have to stop the sins. After Ramadan also, we have to stop the sins. So these are the worldly benefits. So these two only regularly they are asking for the part 2 question in your O-level paper, right? benefits of fasting. Either it's a worldly benefit or else which one, spiritual benefits, spiritual benefits. Okay, right. Before I come to the another two, these nullified activities and those who are exempted from fasting. No, if you have any questions are there. All right, okay, I'll just put it on regarding the fasting. Regarding the fasting, just put a question. If you have any question, you can ask. So another two more topics are there. Those who are exempted from fasting. Another one is those which is nullified fasting, which is nullified. It's clear. Only the question. No, right. Clear, no? Fine. That's fine. Each one. Now, that's what I'm telling. Those things, you know, you have to understand. Yeah, of course, I can rush up screen upload. First of all, you put your questions. After that, I will answer one by one. Nah? Okay, if you want, you can take the screenshots. Right. No, this tutorial is not given because it's my part of the book. I am displaying that. Yeah, okay, sure, I'll explain. Right. Okay, I got enough question. I'll go for the questions. Huh? Okay, right. I stop it. Now I'll go for the questions. Right. Some few questions are there. Just go for the quick questions. Huh? So you're asking watching movie. I'm asking in the month. That's what Ramadan is, you know, just forget about the watching movies. Just leaving as example. Can you remember the trader's example? During the season, the trader will spend the time without any kind of business ideology. Ramadan season, they're asking, Allahumma barik lana fi Sha'ban wa Rajab wa Sha'ban wa ballighna Ramadan. No. Before Ramadan comes, Rajab and Sha'ban, after that Ramadan. Rajab, after the Sha'ban, after the Ramadan. So from the Rajab itself, Rasulullah taught us a dua. You can see in the mosque also they regularly recite, Allahumma barik lana fi Rajab. Ya Allah, make barakat in the Rajab. Wa Sha'ban also, barakat in the Sha'ban. Wa ballighna Ramadan. Let us reach Ramadan. We want to get it to Ramadan. Okay. Rasulullah is asking dua from Rajab. What do you mean by that? Rasulullah was preparing before 2 months. Before 2 months itself, Rasulullah preparing for Ramadan. Ramadan, Rasulullah is preparing, right? Rajab also Rasulullah asking, Ya Allah, I want to come to Ramadan. Let me reach Ramadan. Right? I want to get Ramadan and I want to fast in the month of Ramadan. So 2 months before, and scholars, you know, Imam Shafi Rahmatullah, and the scholars of Hadith, Imam Bukhari Rahmatullah, these scholars, they stop their Hadith writing work, everything they stop in the month of Ramadan. For what? To recite Quran. For the rewards. We could be watching movies and all. We are not saying that. So better avoid everything and focus the rewards. And just simple question. 2 weeks later, you have exam. Will you waste the time today? No. Same thing. That is a reply for that. Okay, got it. And are the specialties of Ramadan also benefit of the fasting? Yes. Yeah. And we must as the importance of Ramadan. Importance. Specialities of Ramadan mean it's important. Why Ramadan is so special? Why Ramadan is important? That's the point. Huh? Don't write another benefit. Don't write other benefits, right? Children who have passed away, which age should be compulsory fast? Age, Rasul Islam, you know, after 10 is ideal. After 10 is ideal. 7th onwards, you can practice them. 7th onwards, you can practice. Sometimes the capacity is very important. You have to train from the 7. Sometimes 10 also, if they can't bear it, no problem. But after 12 onwards, tamiz, the age tamiz we call 12. Is a starting point, but 12 after 12 onward, they have to do that. Huh? Asking the forgiveness from people in the month of Ramadan. Every day you have to ask the forgiveness, right? Not only in the month of Ramadan. You forgive the people, ask forgiveness from other people if you have mistake anything. Huh? Right. I just bear well Colombo all. Now I'm in Colombo because of holiday. Right. Dua use and recite in the morning. Which dua I said? Allahumma inni a'udhubika min azabil qabr. That's one, right? Allahumma inni a'udhubika min azabil qabr wa min azabil nar. Right? And wa'asalukal jannah. Or else we can write normally in the Ramadan they recite Allahumma itqna minan nar. Allahumma itqna minan nar. Ya Allah, protect from the hellfire. وَأَدْخِلْنَا الْجَنَّةِ. Let us enter to paradise. Let us enter to paradise. Allahumma اتقنا من النار وأدخلنا الجنة. اللهم اتقنا من النار وأدخلنا الجنة. اللهم اتقنا من النار وأدخلنا الجنة. Okay, right. Taraweeh is important. The same Taraweeh is Sunnat, right? Taraweeh is Sunnat. It's another big topic, right? 20 rakats, as much as possible you pray. If you can pray only 10 rakat, pray 10 rakat. 14 rakat, 14. 20 rakat, 20. Imam Malik Rahmatullah, 35 rakat. You understand? 35 rakat. There is no limitation. If you want 30 or 40, but remember, properly pray. Properly recite. 4 rakat toludala nalla tolunga. That's all. 4 rakat. You are going to pray 4 rakat. And don't confuse it that 8 rakat and 20 rakat. 8 rakat. That is Qiyamul Layl is every month, not only in the Ramadan. Right? Or if you don't want to pray Taraweeh, no problem. You pray just straight away. The Qiyamul Layl, we need Tahajjud. Tahajjud only they call it Qiyamul Layl, right? You can pray that one, right? Also, you can fast. It doesn't mean that if you have not forgiven. But I will not forgive our sins until that person, for example, settle the loan. You didn't settle the loan. What to do? Whatever ibadat you did also not work out. Because there is a problem between you and the person. You didn't settle the loan. Allah will not forgive until he forgives. That's another big topic. Hukukul ibad topic. Right? Okay. This dua, just ask every day. Attahiyat Rasulullah recite that dua. Now, what I said, Allahumma ituqna minan nar wa adkhilna jannah, in Ramadan you recite. Okay. Every day, Rasulullah before giving salam in Farl prayers, Rasulullah used to recite dua. Allahumma ni'auzubika min azab al-qabr wa min azab al-nar wa min fitnatil mahya wal mamat wa min fitnatil mazih al-dajjal. So Rasulullah every day 5 times Rasulullah asked protection from these things, right? Yeah, you can have the screenshots. I will scroll it down. You can say no problem. Yes. No, this is not a tude. Sorry, guys. This is from my book, right? The book's implication of fasting on I put. So I have dropped it in the chat box also. Book order form. If you want, you can get it. If you just fill it and upload the payment slip. Or else in EDU-ZONE, you can buy. It's there in EDU-ZONE also, right? You can go and buy the books. Only few books are there. Right. And can you teach about Ayyamut Tashriq and things? Exactly. Ayyamut Tashriq comes not in the month of Ramadan. It comes in Dhul Hajj, right? Ayyamut Tashriq days are, Dhul Hajj festival day, 9th is Arafah day. Remember very clearly. Yeah? 9th is Arafah day. Arafah fasting is there. Arafah fasting. After that, 10th is festival day. 10th is Dhul Hajj festival. Hajj Pernal, we call it 10th festival, right? Eid al-Adha. Dhul Hajj 11, Dhul Hajj 12, Dhul Hajj 13, we call Ayyamut Tashriq. Ayyamut Tashriq is fasting is haram. Fasting is haram. Oh, just quickly I'll go because Muhammad Yusuf has mentioned. I'll quickly recap for something, but it's your new syllabus. It's not mentioned. Sometime if they ask you, right? There are 3 types of fastings are there. One is a faral fasting. The other one is sunnat fasting. And one is haram. Fasting is haram in the month of on those days. What are the faral fasting? Month of Ramadan fasting is faral. I'm telling the faral fasting, not number of farals in the fasting. There are 2 farals only in the fasting, 2 farals in the niyat and avoiding all those stuff, right? I'm talking about what are the faral fasting, sunnat fastings are there. Ramadan fasting in the month of Ramadan is faral, right? And fasting kafara or fidya fastings are there. Kafara mean you promised wallahi, but you broke the promise, mean you have to give kafara 3 days fasting, right? So that kafara fasting is compulsory. And the you couldn't pay because of the menstruational period. A pregnant woman means they can't fast. Right, sick person, temporary sickness, they can't fast. We'll talk about that. So they have to qada after Ramadan. Another one is vows. Vows mean nadr. We call nature. For example, you kept the intention that I will be fasting 3 days if I get 9A for O-level exam. So after O-level exam, if you get 9A, you have to fast 3 days. You have to fast 3 days. That is faral. So Ramadan fasting, kafara fasting, so the categories are there. Sunnat fasting. One is annual fasting. Annually you are fasting certain days, and monthly you are fasting certain days. Weekly you are fasting certain days. Annual fasting, I will tell here. Annual fasting means 1. Arafah, right? Arafah Hajj 9th. I already mentioned here. Dhul Hajj 9th. Arafah fasting is Dhul Hajj 9th. And Muharram 10th. Ashura fasting. Ashura fasting is Muharram 10th. Shawwal 6 days fasting. Arnombu fasting. Shawwal 6 days. You remember these because day-to-day life we are practicing it sometime in MCQ day. Part 2 they will not ask. MCQ they will ask, right? Fasting in the Arafah, 9th Arafah fasting, Muharram 10th Ashura fasting, Shawwal 6 days fasting, Nombu that fasting. These are annually. Once in a year you are performing the fasting this one, right? And monthly fasting. What are the monthly fasting? Major 2 fastings are there. Ayyamul Bil. Ayyamul Bil. What are the Ayyamul Bils? Ayyamul Bil mean every month 13, 14, 15. Fasting. Rasulullah used to fast. Ayyamul Bil. Ayyamul Bil. Ayyamul Bil. Second one is Ayyamul Su'ud. Ayyamul Su'ud. Ayyamul Su'ud mean every month 27, 28, 29. If the months end up with the 30, you can add up 30 also. Right, every month. Ayyamul Su'ud, Ayyamul Bil. I'm repeating again. Ayyamul Bil, Ayyamul Su'ud. Every month 13, 14, 15 we call Ayyamul Bil. Every month 20, Ayyamul Su'ud. So all these days are fasting is sunnat. Rasulullah used to fast every month in these days. The Dhul Hajj and 13th we don't fast because that's for into weekly fast. If Rasulullah wants to fast weekly, Rasulullah used to select 2 days. One is Monday and the other one is Thursday. Monday and Thursday you can fast. Some days of fasting is haram. Number 1, festival days. All the 2 festival days, Eid al-Adha, Eid al-Fitr, festival days you can't fast. Number 2, Ayyamut Tashriq days. Ayyamut Tashriq. Ayyamut Tashriq only I told here. Dhul Hajj 11, 12, 13. Dhul Hajj 11, 12, and 13. Ayyamut Tashriq days. Qurbani days. Third one, Ayyamut Shak. Ayyamut Shak or Yawmut Shak. Doubtful day. Tomorrow whether festival or not. The confusion is there. 29th night. You have the confusion. Some says, no, I have seen. Doubtful day. But if you have accurately believed the person who has seen and he told you, you don't want to fast next day because you have a doubt whether tomorrow is fasting or not. Those days, because festival day fasting is haram. So for example, you have seen the crescent. But they are saying, no, nobody has seen, only how can you see? But you are 100% confident. For you to fast next day is haram. That's a doubtful day. Ayyamu Shak, Yawmu Shak, doubtful day. Yeah? Right. Right. I have taken the screen. You can take, I'll scroll down. What is the amount of the fidya that should be given for an old person? Fidya is, 1 muddu. 1 muddu mean in Sri Lankan terms, you can give 600 gram. 600 gram rice you can give. Rasulullah's hadith is there. 1 poor person you feed. That is ideal, no? What do you do? A sick person, a permanent sick person is there, a permanent sick person, or else some people are there, they can't fast. Even kava also they can't do. That's what you call permanent sick people. Permanently they are sick. So what they should do every day Ramadan, they have to give 1 fidya. Fidya means 1 muddu. Rasulullah said 1 muddu. 1 muddu means oru pudi kai pudi. So they can measure it 750 grams or in between 600 to 750. But the ideal one, Rasulullah's many hadiths is mentioned, feed 1 poor person. So what you do, buy a lunch packet and give it to 1 poor person. That's an ideal point. Okay. No, Fayaz, you understand Islam paper, we can't predict which lesson comes most. We have no idea. Such a way they don't. Everything they hear and they include. We can't predict it unlike other subjects, but it's easy to study. We will focus because we have a final seminar, inshallah. I think 25th, no? I can't remember. Wait a minute. I will just share that slide and I'll explain your questions, right? Yeah, 25th. This online seminar only as of now we planned. Right, we planned only online seminar, and physically, inshallah, if it is available situation, inshallah, we'll do it. It's not we have because the 300 model questions MCQs, because my target is what ultimately we have to provide the students whatever the zonal papers I have taken, and we have translated all. I have translated all the papers. So still in the process, I think more than 300 MCQ I have almost gathered, and this time Western Province paper also we received, we translated and we give. And this seminar questions, 300 plus model papers and 200 short MCQs, 300, 200 2 marks question or 3 marks question, 50 SCQs, right? Structured question. In the 50 also, every question has 2 marks, 3 marks, 5 marks questions are there. And we will completely discuss one day, within a day. But the questions in MCQ, we will discuss thoroughly, and the 200 short answer question, answers will be displayed. You can immediately note it down or screenshot. That's such a way only we do that, right? And Complete syllabus will be given in that question short format, expecting certain areas. 100% we can't expect, right? 100%. We can't give the word also. We can't tell that. Last year, but I didn't compare it. But you can take, if you have the last year's students, my seminar papers, their PDF papers might be there. And 2020 MCQ paper also you take it. Part 2 and MCQ papers are there. So all praise be to Allah, alhamdulillah. We didn't tell the students also, just we predicted and we take the zonal papers, with provincial papers, and we gave some questions are as it is, up to the, similar way. They have asked almost about more than 70 to 80 of questions. Seminars 100 MCQ question that time. But this time I'm going to give more questions, right? More question and model questions are there probably, inshallah. And so you can reserve in the EDU-ZONE website. It's there already. Slot is reserved. You can go and register, right? Yes. Was fasting a gift to any prophet? I have no, I come across in my life like that. Fasting effective. I don't know. Sorry. I have no idea. Right. There is a news that holding the hunger of for long, you will not hold for a long time, no, because it's a proven evident example. If you want to go for the blood test, you're going to go to the blood test, right? Or you're going for the urine test. What the doctors recommend, 8 hours fasting. Why? Then only the sickness will be quickly diagnosed. So that's science, right? So fast, no worry. Right. Why is Tarawih is important than the Farl? No, Tarawih is not important than the Farl prayers. Who told you? Who told you? No way. Farl is Farl. Tarawih is Sunnat. Sunnat also, it's not that recommended, highly recommended Sunnah. For example, there was an incident, I think, during Imam Abu Hanifa Rahmatullah's period, I guess. Abu Hanifa or Imam Malik, one of the Imam's period. When the Imam is going to the mosque for the Isha prayers, the two group of people are fight argument. 8 rakata, 20 rakata argument. 8 rakata, 20 rakata argument was going on. What is these imams? When the imam comes, everybody has come. The imam, you have to tell us. 8 rakata, 20 rakata. He got angry. He told that, don't pray 8 also, don't pray 20 also. Close the mosque and go home. Why? Reason is what? You people are arguing in the month of Ramadan, right? Brotherhood. Two Muslims are arguing. Two Muslims argue. After that, they will not talk each other more than 3-4 days. It's haram in Islam. It's haram, right? Unity of the Muslim Ummah, having brotherhood. This prayers is sunnat. Tarawih is sunnat. Because of a farl, because of a sunnat, are you going to destroy the farl? Just go. Farl prayers is farl, right? So having argument is worst of time. And I'm telling you, Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam came out when the Sahabas were waiting outside, right? Rasulullah came out. At that time, two Sahabas had an argument. They had an argument. The Rasulullah came and told, Rasulullah, Allah informed me just now, informed you when is the Laylatul Qadr night? Accurate night. Allah informed me. Through Wahi, Allah informed me. The 21st, 22nd, we don't know. Even Rasulullah told, Allah informed me. But suddenly I forgot. Suddenly Allah made me forget. What is the reason? There were two people arguing outside. Two people were arguing outside. Because you argued, Allah made me forget. I don't, because of an argument. So don't argue if you can. That's what I told. If you can pray 2 rakat, pray 2 rakat. 4 rakata, 4 rakat. No problem. Don't tell any others to don't pray. If you want, you pray. If you want, that's fine. I don't know right? Okay. Right. So we'll go to the last part of our sets. Right. You can take the screenshot. I'm having it. You can take. Okay. Have you taken the screenshot? Just a one click. All right. Come to the last part. Who are the people, those who are exempted from fasting? They are excused. These people are excused from fasting, right? Number one, pregnant mothers. So they have to do the qada. They have to do the qada. Pregnant mothers, so if some people can fast, some people very difficult because they have to feed the child also because they are pregnant. Okay. Travelers, Rasulullah's period, The traveling was very hard, difficult. Today, even you can travel while fasting from Sri Lanka. You don't feel 1% even tired. So if you feel, that's what I'm saying, if you feel that very difficult, you can't bear it, mean you can break the fasting. Children. So children, in the sense, after 10 onwards, they can try, but sometimes every children are not physically fit. Sometime after 12 also, they don't have that physical fitness. Some people have now early stages itself, they have diabetics are there, they have gastric problems are there. So health is very important for us. Shaban 15 days, Rasulullah used to fast because to get the training. After 15, Rasulullah don't fast because relax. Again, Ramadan comes to fast in the Ramadan. So Rasulullah have a training in the month of Shaban before that. Permanent sick people, so they have to give a fidya, right? They will give fidya. So one poor people should be fed every day. Every day you give a one parcel to a poor person. Breastfeeding mothers, since they were child, so they have to eat. They have to eat. That's what they have to. They're exempted from the fasting. They don't want to fast. I mean, women in the menses period, they can't fast. Huh? Even they have fitness, because bleeding at any cost, reason. For example, you are fasting, suddenly from general, yeah, suddenly from the nose bleeding, too much bleeding, fasting is broken, nullified. The body will become very weak. Right? That's why the women in the menstrual period also, they can't fast in the month of Ramadan, but they will do the qala after the Ramadan. Right? So there are major things, nullified activities. I think you're all very familiar with that. Nullified activities. Number one, eating and drinking, obviously, right? Eating and drinking in the month of Ramadan will break your fast. And sexual relationship, sexual intercourse, it's particularly the married people, only husband, wife. It's none of your business, right? Just forget about it, right? And having vaccination, nullified. You can't have it. You can't have that type of things, right? COVID-19 vaccination, you can take it, no problem. That is, for the vaccination, it will weak your body. It will be weaken your body, right? So that it's not a problem. Another thing is too much of bleeding. Too much of bleeding. So that's the reason we told women for the menses period, or even suddenly you fell down and start to bleed. And that is also will cause for the fast. Vomiting, right? Vomiting, intentionally will break your fasting, right? And janabat, daytime, daytime. When you sleep, wet dream is fine. Wet dream is fine. For example, after sahar, you are sleeping. Wet dream has come. Ejaculation, wet dream. Janabat, that, right? When you sleep only, you have that ejaculation. Okay, sorry guys, because of this power cut, because of power cut, little bit coverage, right? I was talking about yeah, janabat. So after sahar, if you have the ejaculation during the sleeping, when you sleep only, you can continue immediately, have a compulsory bath, and you can continue fasting. You can. When you are awake, no? Ejaculation will cause us for nullify the fasting. So these are the major things of acts which nullify your fasting, right? So those are familiar to you. I don't COVID causes lockdown, the lockdown causes for me, will focus on that, right? Apart from that, everything is fine, and as of now, I think I hope you all understood. We didn't prepare any Kahoot also. We didn't prepare any Kahoot because this lesson is very easy lesson, very difficult to take. At least even around 5 MC question, can take 2-3 questions, but we didn't prepare it. The target was the fasting related things. If you have any question, you can ask. I will be opening for about 1 minute. After that, I'll close the chat box. The chat box is open for you all. Yeah, chat box is open for you all. You can ask any. Yeah, my internet connection is a bit weak. The Google form I have put it. So this book is, it's a grade 11 novel exam book. Now this is completely for your all-level exam purpose. All chapters are. I just show this. I have this word. Discuss with the book. This is the book. This is the book. So this book is like you just take one chapter and I'll show you. Right? This is it's under Ibadat. Right? It's Ibadat. So everything is given as a and the short format. Right? Short format questions are there. Here, this is under Ibadat. Right here. So every chapter comes like this. Is the Ibadat is on the top. Ibadat grade 10 lessons are given. And right, sorry. And you can see the question is given like this. And additionally, we have given internet connection is very weak in this area. So because of power cut, right. So every unit goes like that. So this is the book. That's what we mentioned as exam Islam guide. So separately given as a set of questions. Arabic terms and meanings are there under the topic of exam guide. Right here, Arabic terms and meanings are there. MC and self-check question for every lesson. There is a self-check question here. Example, that self-check and what answer questions are there. Answers are given at last. Answers are given also at last. And MCQ question. This is around 170, 180, or the MCQ questions are given. Yeah, and that's 2 questions. These are part questions with the answers. That is about 130 or 40, 50, like 170. Yeah, 170 short answer question. The structured questions, there are about 65 questions are there, and that answers also at last given. Right. Yeah, these are answers are given here. That is a book. That is a book. So if you want that, this is given. Google Sheet is given. Yes. All clear. So if you want to join the class, you go to EDU-ZONE website, right? You can go to EDU-ZONE website, and now 2022 batch is already started. We are going Ibadat. Just go to website. But it's a big process to explain. Okay, just put the WhatsApp number you asked me. I will say explain how to join our classes. Huh? This is my WhatsApp. Oh, sorry, wrong. That is wrong. One digit was wrong. Yeah. 816. Send me a message. I will how to classes. Huh? Right. What else? Who can I know where? That's you can buy from EDU-ZONE. You can buy from EDU-ZONE. Or else you can order through this sheet. Also, we will courier it if you're out of color. We'll pay it out if you're out of color. Right. So, but you upload the payment slip, then fine. Hey, Tarawih is 20. That is 8. Yeah, I'll off the camera. I'll off the camera because it's difficult. Right.